Oh, we're doing it. Everybody's here.
Nesto!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's DLLS Cowboys podcast. This one will be done for Gene Hackman and his wife and dog, as all three have tragically passed on. So this show is going to be dedicated to them.
T's and P's.
And will the Cowboys be picking number one overall? Could something fall in their lap? What's going on with the offensive line? So many things. It all starts. Meow. Also, of course, T's and P's to the lady that was in Buffy. The lady that has also passed.
What's her name? Michelle Trachtenberg. 39 years old.
Thoughts and prayers to
39.
39. Yeah, she was young.
Oh, young.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that turns out to be one of what can be at that age, then we'll have to stop the whole show and I'll have to do a whole mental health segment and cry and all that. But if not, then we'll just say T's and P's to Gene Hackman, his dog, his wife.
And Michelle.
Probably put the wife before the dog. And Michelle, who was in Buffy.
Did you ever see Eurotrip?
Nope.
You never saw Eurotrip. Okay. Scotty doesn't know? Okay.
Nope. Scotty's mom has got it. Nope. Shout out to everybody. Chris said, what the heck is a stress reaction anyway? Yeah, Abdul Carter, potentially number one overall pick. He might be a Cowboy. How about that? We'll do that in our second segment of the broadcast day. But welcome in. My name is Jeff. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Next to him is Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe!
I do like the Taco Bell dong at the end of it.
And Clarence Hill quit.
Whoa.
If you want to win, put chill in.
No, he quit.
Okay.
And TC is running the show today, TC Fleming. So if you have anything negative to say about anyone that went to Notre Dame, fired into the chat. I swear, every time I'm around TC, I accidentally say something negative about somebody I have no idea went to Notre Dame, and it turns out they did.
Come on in, Katya. Even though we're doing a live show, just come on in. Yeah, I know the new song.
no
It's
new
all
songs.
good.
We don't
Just
need
Club
songs.
Pop
No.
Pop.
Just
No
Club-
songs.
What about Club Pop Pop? Just one.
Club Pop Pop's fine.
Where legends drop, Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club Pop Pop.
You got to hop.
Yeah.
You got to hop.
Always got to hop. Sorry, let me close out this Gene Hackman story that I was reading. I was just trying to see what happened there because the headline read like they were in different rooms and they showed like a thing that looked like they were in a national park. And I'm like, wait, why did the dog have its own hotel room? But it turns out they were all at the house. So there's that. How are you guys doing today? How are you, Jesse?
I'm good.
You fine?
Yeah.
You're doing well?
I'm well.
Okay.
I'm well.
All right. Joe,
Yeah.
you wrote about the Cowboys offensive line. We have a lot of draft stuff we're going to do in the show. We're going to talk to Jonah Javad at 11:30. We have a lot of stuff coming up, but I do want to start with offensive line things. We've got Cooper Beebe's old coach. We got Cooper Beebe. Where's he going to play? We're doing offensive line things.
Yeah. One thing I wrote about was just kind of a question that's not only been kind of, I think, talked about amongst the Cowboys, but externally. And it's the idea of, hey, Zack Martin's gone now, something we all prepared for. So what do you do now? Well, what are the chances you move Cooper Beebe back to guard? And I think that that's a very legitimate question moving forward because Cooper Beebe was an All-American at Kansas State. That's something where he was very comfortable. They put him at center last year. Took a little bit of an adjustment. I think one thing, if you talk to Cooper, he said he had to learn a little bit about like the timing in terms of going up against NFL competition of, hey, I just snapped the ball. Now I got to get my punch up.
That job seems like it sucks.
That's hard.
The idea that you have to snap the ball and then do the job and everybody else just gets to do the job, I would not want to play center.
Not also adding to the fact that I have to remember the snap count, and I'm probably one of the guys that's saying, okay, let's point these things out, right? Like he's the mic. All right, we're sliding this way. I got all these guys. Like, and I'll let you finish, but sometimes people forget, like, just all that has to go through a player's mind.
Center sucks.
That you go from I have to remember, okay, what's the snap count again?
Mm-hmm.
Is he in shotgun? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to reach
and
block.
As soon as my hand moves, this 330-pounder is going to put his hands on my chest.
Yeah, like, hey, Dexter Lawrence.
That's what I'm saying. You look up, and there's Dexter Lawrence. You're like, golly.
Yeah,
what a beatdown.
It's incredibly tough, and he was so successful at guard. And one thing to point out, like, Cooper Beebe had a pretty solid season at center. He was a top 15 center in terms of Pro Football Focus among qualified starters. Tyler Biadasz, had a better PFF grade than him. So in terms of, hey, let a guy walk, more expensive, draft a guy, develop him. Cooper Beebe kind of fits that mold. He only allowed, I think, 18 pressures in total all season. Not too bad. But there is questions about, hey, there's a big hole at right guard now with the Zack Martin gone. What is your best starting five, and could Cooper Beebe be there? One thing I kind of talked about in my story, basically, it could be contingent on the idea of what they do in free agency and the trades and then the draft. You know, hey, is there someone that you could draft at center that would allow you to move Cooper Beebe there? You know, or is there someone at guard that would allow you to solidify Cooper Beebe as a center moving forward? I think these are questions heading the offseason the Cowboys have to answer.
You know, I like the conversation, and I think this is the time to have that conversation. I don't want to play musical chairs in November, right? This is the time where we get a chance. A new coaching staff, Brian Schottenheimer and his staff come in. Connor Riley comes in with his staff, and now I have Clay.
Clayton Adams.
Clayton Adams. He's in. So I have all these new people coming in. So what does that mean? That there's a new philosophy that's going to come in with that. There's going to be new techniques that are going to come in with that. There's going to be new styles and trends and how they want to do it, whether that's finesse or zone or down blocking, pin and pull. All those things come into play. And we talked about this on multiple occasions last year about give me the best five. Who are the best five? Put the best five out there. Let's go play low football. These are the times where we figure out the best five. These are the times now. So if the conversation is, hey, we're moving BB to guard, then let's play with that now. Let's solidify that now so that when we're done with drafting, we're done with OTAs and mini camps and all that kind of stuff, and guys get ready to go and take that little break before you go into training camp, we have a clear understanding and knowing. Because once I get into training camp, I can't do, barring any injuries. Yeah. Now, injuries happen, you got to make adjustments. But I go into training camp, I think last year we spent a lot of time on the defensive side of the ball of kind of figuring out, with what's old man Zim's, figure out who's playing where, who's doing what. Is it going to be this person? You don't have time for that.
Yeah.
You don't have, now you have to get into training camp and have everything in place. Who's going to be my starters? Who's going to go out there and play? Where are they playing? Because I'm adding basically two new staffs to the mix. I got a whole new defensive staff and I got a whole new offensive staff. So all the learning that needs to be done, all the technical things that need to be done in April and May and June. Because when we get to August, you got to have things in place, especially in the trenches, because you got to be going full steam ahead. Because when that season starts, you're going to have, we already know who the opponents are. We just don't know when they're playing these guys. You're going to have one of the toughest schedules in the league. Yeah. So you don't have the luxury to take those first 3 or 4 games and lose a couple of them because you're trying to figure this thing out. And we've seen how that has happened in the past, and it's caught up with the Cowboys late in the year. You're like, damn, we're on the fringe of making the playoffs because we lost a game early in the year to Arizona. Yeah. Or damn, we're out of contention to do X, Y, and Z to have a bye or have this because we blew 2 games early in the year because we were still trying to figure it out. So this conversation about the offensive lineman is one that I'm like, all right, let's have it, but let's move in a direction where we can get to get to July and August and be ready to go.
Am I wrong to say I would just let Cooper Beebe pick?
Yes.
Okay. Because I just look at who they have on their offensive line, and I would be like, all right, guys, welcome to camp. Tyler Smith, you're awesome. Where you want to play? No. And he'd be like, I'm good at left guard. And I'd be like, all right. Beebe, you're next.
Yeah.
Where you want to go? We'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
I know what I got in my right tackle. It's not great, but we can live with it. I have no idea what I'm going to do at left tackle. We'll try to figure it out. And I got a center and guard spot that's like, and I don't it's great. Versatility is great. It's great.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah.
What's better is kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Zack Martin was a college left tackle. Sure. We didn't have to ask questions.
Yeah.
He was going to be right there.
Yeah.
Tyler Smith is going to be right there.
Yeah.
if you think a guy's got the ability to be real kick-ass, put him where it's going to be. Don't touch it. That's why I always hated when it was like, maybe we should move Tyler Smith to left tackle. And I'm like, how about you let him kick ass?
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure this out. Well, you might have to trade. You might have to sign somebody. You might have to draft somebody. You might have to do something. But why don't you just leave him alone and let him go to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Let's not mess it up. Like Cooper Beebe, if you think he's a better guard, put him in. Make him a guard.
And I think that there's a real legitimate shot he could be. I think that he might be more comfortable and more dominant and have a higher ceiling at right guard. But what do the Cowboys need? And I think it's going to be harder to find a legitimate center. Like, there are options. You can go on in.
I want him to go Raphael. How do you say his last name? Devers? Is it Devers?
Oh, Devers?
Devers?
Yeah, Devers. Yeah.
He's doing great. The Red Sox.
I'm not moving off third.
Check this out. Yeah, the Red Sox signed who? The old Astros.
Bregman.
guy.
Yeah.
Bregman, who I guess is a better third baseman than Devers.
Well,
And
Rafael
is
Devers
just
is like graded out like the worst third baseman in like the last couple years.
Well, he looks pretty hefty.
Look at you.
Looks pretty
Oh,
hefty.
you see that little baseball in me?
Yeah. Sorry.
You said
anyway-
versatility. What?
But anyway, even with his translator sitting there, and they were like asking him follow-ups because he hadn't said it before, and they were like, "You didn't mean that, right?" Like, if they ask you to play first base or DH, it's like, no, I play third.
Yeah.
I play. It's like, yeah, but they just brought in a guy who's better, and it's like, I play third.
I play
Cooper
third.
Beebe shows up to camp, and he's just like, look, I'm a guard.
Yeah.
And they're like, right, but we don't have. It's like, I play guard.
Yeah.
Remember Willie Calhoun?
Yeah.
Ranger fans? We
Shout-
traded for Willie Calhoun. We traded Yu Darvish. He was kind of a little short, hefty guy. And they're like, where do you play, defensively, corner, outfield? He's like, I play 3-hole.
Yeah.
I'm here to rake, baby. Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah, I just like Cooper pick. Like, we don't have enough good players on that line for me to.
But what if Cooper says, all right, I play guard, but then like, yeah, you can play guard, but the center that we're putting in,
It's Hoffman, right? It's like it's between those two at the moment. And so just let Beebe play the one he's better at and make Hoffman figure it out.
And, well,
He
good.
played both too.
Yeah,
They've
and it's a
done
good
both.
point because they could
You're
have
just power ranking them.
Yeah, and they could have done this last year. When Zack Martin got hurt, they could have said, you know what, hey, Brock Hoffman, you were the backup center. Let's put you at center. All right, Cooper, it's time to go. But to your point earlier, it's harder to play that musical chairs game midseason on the fly when you have a known quantity in Cooper Beebe at center.
Right.
And so I think that you knew that Hoffman could probably do his job at right guard, which he did. So I do think that this is the time to at least question that, examine that. And I do think it's fascinating when you start looking at the free agent market. There's a lot of guards out there.
A lot of guards.
A lot of guards.
So Beebe's going to be a center. So Beebe's going to be a
he
center.
can pass. But so I think, there are some center free agents too, but they're more on the older side. And, anytime you bring in a new center in, there might be, new communication things. I think it'd be easier to find a guard than a center. So if I'm being a GM here, I think I might just keep Cooper at center.
And everyone's kind of hinting to, and I don't know if this is realistic or not, but everyone keeps talking about, well, Clayton's coming from Arizona, and one of the guys that he had is Arizona, former New York Giant, former Arizona Cardinal.
UTEP minor.
Will Hernandez.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, maybe he can come in and play guard, and, he looks the part, and he knows the system, and, he gives that level of nasty, and now we have more stability at that. So I don't know if that's a realistic thing. I don't know if he will follow Clayton to Dallas and want to come here. I don't even know if he has any more. Is his skill set still good enough to come here and be
missed a few games last year?
To be better than what we have technically right now at right guard. So I don't know, but this is the time. Like this, the offseason is where you get a chance to play that game of let's see what you are, but you gotta come out of this thing sure. Like, that's just my opinion. You have to come out of training. I'm sorry, you have to come out of the minicamp OTA season sure in what you have. There can't be any, we're not quite sure yet. It has to be a definitive. Cooper, going forward, you're going to be our center. And if that's the case, you're going to be our center forever.
Yeah.
Like, there is no
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
And you got to just go with that.
We got to get Duke Manyweather on.
We do.
I picture center being harder than guard because you have to snap the ball and a lot of times call all the things. But at the same time, I do know as a draft person, nerd, phony person who watches and likes strength players.
That's not true. Give yourself a little respect.
Like when there's a tackle whose arms aren't long enough or his feet aren't good enough, they're like, move him to guard.
Yeah.
And if there's a guard who's a little bit small or they don't think he's quite strong enough, they're like, move him to center. and they just keep pushing you towards the middle. And I'm like, center's hard as hell. Yeah. What are you doing? Coming up next, is it possible the Cowboys could get the best player in the entire draft at number 12 overall? Or if not, will they just go get him? Things are going crazy in the news. Hit the like button for crying out loud, and we got some super chats. It's all next in the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
If you're into concerts, you're into games, you're into plays, or whatever it is, just walking into work today, I look outside. There's a venue right outside for us. I don't know if we can name it or not. The initials are HOB.
The House of Ooze.
The Out to Ooze are right outside our studio, and there's a line wrapped around the corner. And I want to tell those young people, hey, young people, don't know what you're waiting for. I know there's a venue that has concerts and comedy shows and all that kind of stuff. But if you're waiting in line, you should probably download this app.
Yeah.
Okay, this little app that we call Game Time. Yeah. Download this app, and they looked a little bit young, so I'm not saying that they don't have a lot of money, but hey, if you want to have a little bit of money left over for some food afterwards, download the app, use the promo code DLLS, get your tickets, right? And then you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. So head on over right now to download this app, and wherever you make this thing a family thing, go on a date, take the children, go out somewhere, get outside. Don't touch the grass, but do the Game Time app when you do it. What time is it?
Game time. Oh. When it's game time, it's time to pop a Lucy in. You know what I'm saying? What a great word Lucy is. Lucy. I am home. What Lucy is it is nicotine pouches, 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. But they got the pouches, they got the gums. And their breakers are the ones that I have. They're nicotine pouches that got a little extra surprise for you. Each pouch has this little capsule that, once you break that bad boy open, extra flavor and hydration just for you. You can set up subscriptions and have Lucy delivered straight to the door. They have a whole bunch of different flavors. I'm currently on the berry blend, rocking that. 8 milligrams if you must know. They have different strengths as well. Very good after a meal. You didn't know that. So level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Lucy.co/DLLS. Use the promo code DLLS. You get 20% off your first order. And here comes the fine print. Only for adults of legal age. Every order is age verified. This product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. All right, it is now time for the glorious debut of the Future is Bright segment, brought to you by Shady Rays.
Shady Rays.
Let's go.
Look at the DLS mascot with the Shady Rays.
He is rocking them. What's his name? Squishy? I forgot his name.
No,
we're too new.
Yeah,
I need to remember his name.
What is his name?
Squeak. I don't remember his name. The Future is Bright, brought to you by Shady Rays. The future would be real bright if you ended up having the best player in the entire NFL draft on the Dallas Cowboys, because I always, when I'm trying to get the best player to fall to the Cowboys, I always reference the same thing. It's the gas mask video.
God.
Laramie Tunsil on draft night, as the draft started, a video hit the internet. I think it was his stepdad.
Was it an agent?
I think it was his stepdad.
Yeah.
Stepdad and agent working against him for some reason. One person. One entity doing both roles. And the video came out of Laramie Tunsil in a full-on gas mask, just token. And because of that, I forgot the name of the offensive lineman who wasn't as good as him that went before him, because if you're a team, one of them, he ended up being the second tackle off the board because the team was like,
it was like minutes before. It was like
it was like 10 minutes.
The draft was started.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes before.
The teams were like, okay, call. Who do we call? Is this suspendable? Well, we have a situation at the very top of the NFL draft right now. Potential number 1 overall pick, Abdul Carter, has an injury. This is part of the combine. They poke and they prod and they x-ray and they MRI and they look at your whole body. And what he's got going on is called it wasn't stress fracture.
Stress reaction.
It's a stress reaction.
I don't know what.
Interesting.
In his right foot, which Adam Schefter broke that. It was either last night or this morning.
Is that like an allergic reaction?
To stress.
To stress?
His foot is allergic to stress and has a reaction.
Sometimes
I have stress reactions.
You can carry stress in a lot of different places.
It's true.
You can.
Yes, you can. You can. You can do the right kind of yoga and you'll find it. And then your left quad starts crying, tears, and you're like, oh, that's where it was.
Yeah, my chakras and cheese are not on point, so I don't know.
Your what?
My chakras and my cheese.
Oh, I thought you said shockers. And that would have been different.
Yeah. Whoa.
Jack Conklin, not a bad player. Not Laramie Tunsil.
So did Ronnie Stanley.
Ronnie Stanley had a chance to go before him anyway, maybe. There's probably conversation there if I remember right.
Future Cowboy
Just
Ronnie
better.
Stanley.
Oh, wait. Notre Dame, right, TC? Ronnie Stanley? Yeah, just better. So anyway, the story last night, which has evolved this morning, was that Abdul Carter, stress reaction, got to figure out, is he going to have surgery? Does he have to have surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Doctors are going to keep poking it. As of this morning, the report is that they've decided they are not going to have surgery, don't need to have surgery. His foot will just be okay later. And at his pro day, he's going to tear it up. And his agent says...
Okay. Who's his agent?
Drew Rosenhaus.
Okay.
Oh,
pretty
is he
good at this.
Is he good?
Said he still expects to be the
veteran.
number 1 overall pick. This isn't going to affect him in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just telling you, your feetsies are real important when your job is to run around or through 320-pound men. Your feetsies are real important.
And also real important when your skill set is speed.
Yeah.
Like when the main thing about your skill set,
He just had to
is-
stay on the left so he can have his
Yeah,
left
other
foot be
foot.
outside, be the turn of the
like,
foot.
like that's really, really important. If your get off is what's really getting you to that point where we're going to take you number 1 overall, I'm gonna need the feet to be right.
Yeah. And if they're not, there's going to be probably, and I think too, when you don't have surgery, when you don't kind of nip it in the bud, like, yeah, maybe it's not that bad, right? But it's not that bad at the age of 22 when you're, feeling you're in the off season. And
I'll rest, and then when it hurts when I start going again later, then I'll have surgery.
yeah, and I wonder, by not nipping in the bud, does it have a lingering concern as well? And I think this is something that teams might ask, and this is not me pushing an agenda to get him to fall to the Cowboys.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I think if you're at the top of the draft, if you're the Tennessee Titans, because Abdul Carter, I think he's not the number 1 player in the draft. I think Travis Hunter it could be the number 1 player in the draft.
Yeah, I could go either way.
Yeah, but at least
I think
there's
they're 1 and
discussion.
2. Yeah.
So if you're the Tennessee Titans and, before this, you're like, we're solidified already. We love this guy. We want our Micah Parsons. We want our edge rusher. It's the most important position other than quarterback. Boom, let's get it. Now you start having these questions. It's like, okay, well, do we do that or do we just take Travis Hunter where we can't miss? There's a new GM in Tennessee. You got Brian Callahan as the head coach. He's going into his second GM. You don't want to miss this pick, this number 1 pick.
No.
And
You should trade it, though.
At the very least, you have concerns now.
Yeah, feet are important.
Feet are very important.
That's why we discussed in the Discord.
If you're the Titans, yeah, that's why we always talk about it in the Discord.
Ladies,
Sign up to be a diehard.
Take care of your feet.
Men too.
Men too, but ladies, make sure when you get that pumice stone, make sure they get the heel. Okay, don't let the heel crack. Put a little Vaseline on that thing. But
What's he
just talk
What are you
about.
saying?
What's a Puma stone?
What are your words? You
The
say when
pumice
they're
stone.
wearing Pumas
No.
and they're getting
I
stoned.
like an Adidas stone.
No. A pumice stone. It's. Am I saying it right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying it right.
We
I'm saying
don't
it
know
right.
what you're talking
A
about.
pumice stone. I'm saying
How do you
right.
spell it?
I would trust me. I don't know how to spell it. I know what it is.
Saying it
My bad.
weird.
My
Trust me.
bad.
She's talking to me now. I don't know how to spell it.
that was not pointed.
Yeah,
I swear.
no, but that's okay.
Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
Plymouth Stone?
It's a stone that they
Plymouth Rock.
use when you go get a pedicure. It's the stone anyway.
You ever had the one with the little fishies?
Oh, I love the
haven't.
fishies.
Oh, it's
I haven't had one of those.
No, it's
They're good.
I need to go get one.
But I don't know about
But-
the Puma Stone.
Here's the thing, and here's how all this will play out. Like, whoever is deciding they're going to take Abdul Carter, they're going to look at this situation. They're going to look at the doctors and they're going to talk to the doctor and say, how realistic or how serious of an injury can this be?
Right.
And of course, Drew Rosenhaus, who is very much looking forward for his client to be the number 1 overall pick for many different reasons.
Yeah,
But
about
for the most
5%
part,
is the reason.
the financial parts of it all. Here's how this plays out. They'll draft Abdul Carter, and then they'll say, everything's good, we're fine. We'll sign the contract, and then they'll go, you know what, on second
I
thought,
want to get that fixed, actually.
we went and got a second and third opinion, and we think that if we attack this right now and get surgery right now,
Yep.
he'll be ready for training camp, because what I'm reading, it's like an 8
weeks. Yeah.
recovery from that. So that's roughly 2 months. So he'll miss all of the OTAs and the mini camps, but boy, will he be, you'll have a player that you won't have to worry about the feet. He'll be ready to go by training camp. He'll be ready to go by the season. And now everything's put behind you. So that's how they're going to play. I don't need surgery today.
You're putting in the call.
I don't need
This
surgery
is
today.
how it plays
This is how
out?
it plays out.
Is how,
This is how it plays out.
Well, I'm putting in the call that the future is bright thanks to our friends at Shady Rays, and we're going to get Abdul Carter at number 12 overall because I think with all of this stuff lingering about a foot, there's no way you could use a top 11 pick. You can't.
Can't do it.
It's too risky.
But what if you trade it up for him?
There is also, I'm not even going to call it there is a person who says that the Cowboys have looked into trading up to number 1 overall. And we're going to entertain it as a topic because topics are fun. But before we do that, I just want to say, and you guys stop me. I don't know if either one of you, Joe, you got a chance to know, and I feel like TC, you might know. Jesse, you're more like me. We've just been broadcasting and playing sports and stuff, so we don't really have an understanding of these things.
You singling me out.
I am singling you out along with myself, not knowing a certain
Did you put
thing.
Let's go!
What a monster super chat. Look at you go, Bob. With my work, it's hard to be here live, but I don't miss shows. Snacks are on me, pool fund, party at Jeff's.
Oh, Bob.
Love you guys and the effort you put in. Have a great day. Go Cowboys.
Bob,
Shots.
Hey.
Bob, legend.
But now, is your energy going to be low when we go to Aaron's super chat now?
No, Aaron's the man, too. Aaron's the man.
We might take Aaron.
But Bob, thank you so much.
He said, I always liked you. I'm going to come back to making fun of Mike Florio in a couple of minutes. I always liked Jerry because I believe he really tries and cares. Steven wanted Martin. Jerry wanted Manziel. Steven will be in charge someday. Can y'all tell me pros, cons, thoughts on Steven?
I don't know if it's a pro or a con.
You leaving?
Oh, you're leaving?
Don't leave. Don't leave. Just
rant
it out.
I don't know if it's
rant it out. Just rant. Let's get a rant. I'm looking to you to give us the rant that we so rightfully deserve.
Do you want to rant?
No, I don't. No.
You can.
It's not going to get better.
It's not going to get
No,
better.
it's not
going to get better.
I will say the one difference, and again,
You're going to get cheaper, I bet.
you're going to get probably a little cheaper and a little bit more conservative.
And cheaper in this day and age is not a good thing.
And he's not even going to say entertaining stuff to offset the cheap
No, he'll just say obviously, and
at the end of the day.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. Obviously.
Jerry Jones, the grandson, and then Paxton Anderson, that combo, I think you can look forward to.
Yeah. I think when the grandkids are running things, we're
John
in great
Stevens,
shape.
thank you.
Yeah, look
Texas T is a good one as well.
Just look up the history of first-generation business owners and second, and see if it gets better very often.
Came with Die Hard.
Game of Die Hard. We love that. We love that. We love that.
Texas T.
I think that's too fast. I think that one's more of a Texas T.
Oh, Texas T. I like that. Texas T.
What?
Texas T.
Uh-huh.
Philly still sucks. I don't care if they had 2,900 Super Bowls, Hurts passing yards. P.S.
Jesse's
Jesse's
taller
taller in person. Okay. Well, I guess, screen's not full size. So.
Well, it's funny because I raised my chair up.
I might be down low.
No, yeah, I raised my chair up. So, I mean, look, me and Jesse,
And I kind of hunch over
hunches.
my mic.
I am 5'8.5".
Oh. Boy, when you're counting halves.
100%. No, you got to get everything you can, and then we round up. See, this is what we do. We throw the half in there, and then we round up.
Take your quarter to a half. You round it up to a half. You're on the half up to a full.
Always be around 5'10".
James is in the super chat. If Tet and Genty are both there at 12, what's the pick?
Trade back.
If both are gone, would you have traded back to 2025 with an extra 2, and who would you target in 2025 range? That's a whole effing segment, James.
We can talk. I mean,
Tet or
trade back-
Genty?
Genty.
Trade back.
Genty. You want to? I know you want to do Genty.
Tet or Genty?
You want to do Genty.
Probably Genty.
Tet.
Genty. When Tet
Oh, the
turns
wide
out
receiver picked Tet.
when Tet turns out to be a superstar, I'll have to walk it back. But I don't know, like he's kind of Drake London-ish. And if you got Drake London at 12, like that's fine. There's nothing wrong. That's good, I think. That helps CD a lot. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm talking myself into Tet because Genty plays running back, but I think Genty's a better player and he's a more certain kick-ass player. I don't know.
You know, in relationships when they say like, I think that
I've
person
never
might.
had one. No.
Oof. They say like, I think you might like the idea of getting married more than the person you might get married to, and I think that might be my belief with Tet a little bit. I love the idea of Tet. I love the guy.
I think that's your idea with Genty.
No, I love Genty.
That's not the
No. The Frisco kid, bring him home.
Jeff moved Genty further down.
Joe
his
is the
board.
combine height.
Yeah.
Hey, my recruiting profile, I'm 5'10". Still, you can go find it.
Combine height would be. Are you really 5'8.5"?
What?
You 5'8"?
Oh, yeah, 5'8", yeah.
That's 5'084" in combine lingo. If
Yeah.
you guys want to learn combine lingo. Yeah, I'll make fun of Mike Florio later. Our buddy Jonah Javad from WFAA is going to join us. It is Cowboys at the Combine season. That was our Future is Bright segment brought to you by our friends at Shady Rays, where you should go get all of your sunglasses because they're the best. Our buddy Jonah's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
The weather is slowly breaking. The sun is beginning to shine. Yeah. It's sunglass season. It's Shady Ray season. Rays. You need to go get you a pair of Shady Rays. And I'm going to send you to shadyrays.com, but I'm not going to just send you there to get glasses. I'm going to send you there with a deal. You can get 35% off a pair of polarized shades today. All you got to do, shadyrays.com, use the promo code DLLS, and you get 35% off a pair of the nice polarized joint. That means, like, the whole thing, you can't see me, son. You can't see me. You can't see my eyes, son. And they have all the styles that you will love. And here's the thing that I love about Shady Rays. The quality is fantastic. The selection is robust. You can get multiple different styles, aviators, blue blockers, whatever you need out there. Lose them, break them, misplace them.
I lost mine. I got to go to the website today.
They'll replace them for free. You just call them up and you just tell them, hey, I need a new pair. Send you a new pair for free. Head over to shadyrays.com, use the promo code DLLS, and get 35% off a pair of polarized sunglasses today.
I'm talking about Sleeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to our friends at Sleeper. What happened? Yeah. Sleeper. It's my favorite app on my phone. I probably need to set up. Is there a way to set up a timer on the Sleeper app? Like if I've been on there for 7 hours during a day, it might be time to chill out a little bit.
Maybe.
But I have a great time on there.
NFL Combine.
Call that 1-800.
Oh, we got the NFL Combine on there?
NFL Combine overs and unders.
Hey, that's not what they're called. It's more or less than.
More or less
yeah,
than.
A lot of more or less than. What you're doing is you're making daily fantasy picks, of course, when you're on the Sleeper app, and it's incredible. Promo code is DLLS Boys. All you're doing is picking if you think that guys are going to do more or less than whatever their projected stat line is. You combine up a bunch of different picks, and bang! You're crushing it. The more picks you combine, the more you can win. All the way up to 100 times your money. So new users, download the Sleeper app. Use the code DLLS Boys to get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Operational in over 25 states, including this one. All right. It is time to visit with our buddy Jonah Javad of WFAA. And it is time to shout out Aaron's Super Chat, who said, I guess our ownership is like the hot dog or the hot dog bun too, which is a reference that will be lost on some of you. But if I had my Roadcaster, I could play the audio clip of when they were at the high school football game. And he said, now this is a hot dog bun. And he said, I think it's a hot dog too. They are the hot dog boys. Hi, Jonah. Are you are definitely raw dogging under that shirt?
Are you raw dogging under the
that shirt you can raw dog.
You don't. You definitely don't.
That shirt you what?
Yeah.
That shirt you can. Are you tripping?
He's not going to talk.
You don't
Hi,
raw
Jonah.
dog under that shirt.
It's like 68 degrees and sunny, of course. Like, what kind of question is that?
Thank you.
Know?
Yeah. Any shirt that you're going to have a button unbuttoned, you're not going T-shirt under the unbuttoned.
Yeah.
No, if you're you go a shirt or tank top underneath there. But if you're like if you're at like the Hamptons or you're like at the beach, I get it, right? Like you're going to show a little bit of the chopped meat on the chest. You know what I mean? But if not, like you gotta protect the nips out here, right? You know, right now.
Our nips are fine.
It's still a little chilly out here.
I'm getting the
Good gust
vibes
of
you
wind.
have sensitive nipples. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Might be my spot.
Hey, Jonah.
Hi, Jonah.
Hey guys, you know it's funny you bring up buttons because
better be funny.
But Buttons and I we've had a love-hate relationship for many years. At weddings, my rule is that once the reception begins, for every drink that's had, one button comes off.
Attaboy. You know it.
So usually by about 7:30 p.m. We're shirtless. No, it's almost summertime. It's about to be tank top season. Then you'll get all the chest sweater you can ask for.
Do you count the very top, like the neck one? Like, are we to believe that you've had 2 drinks today or 1?
No, that's like weirdo golfers who like to go all the way up top and button. I'm not into that look. I think that looks ridiculous. I'm a 2-button down in normal society, 1 button down for TV.
Okay, I love it. Are you into the NFL Combine? Are you a Combine guy? Are you a draft guy? Or are you more of a look? Let's talk about the stuff that's going to happen on the pro football team guy.
A little bit. I'm a sucker for all sports event stuff, and we've managed to build the combine up into a similar beast to what we've built the draft up to be, right? It's almost like we care more about what happens before the season. I like it. I think there's some things you can take away from the combine that are beneficial for teams, and especially for people like us that want to see how guys test. And athletic testing, especially nowadays when you're trying to figure out how good a guy can be in the NFL, especially with like defensive tackles now. It's not just all about watching running backs and receivers run 40s. I mean, you want to see defensive linemen test well athletically. So you're seeing a lot of improvement in terms of speed and guys getting faster and stronger. And I think there's something to take away from it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of putting all my eggs into how a guy tests at the combine to wanting to draft him. But as a lot of NFL execs will tell you, it's a reason to go back and watch tape to see if there's something you may have missed.
Jonah, one of the things with the draft that people kind of debate is like, hey, do we go best player available here, or do we try to target a need that we have that's pressing? The good news for the Cowboys, they have a lot of needs, so you, in theory, could just address them by going best player available. But is there a position that maybe gives you pause? You know, we've talked about the idea of, hey, what about Tyler Warren at 12 to get another pass catcher for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb? Or, hey, Ashton Jeanty at 12 as a running back. Is there a position where you're like, dude, I don't know about that?
Punter.
Yeah. No, I mean, running back, unfortunately.
Jonah.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. I really would love to see Ashton with the Cowboys, but it's a really deep draft at running back. Don't tell anybody. I mean, it's so deep. And when you've got a team that has so many needs, it's just kind of almost malpractice to go with a running back in the first round. And I get like Saquon and Derrick Henry are trying to reshift the narrative that running is back in style, but it all starts kind of in the trenches. And we saw the Cowboys get kind of shredded there last season. So, as fun as it, I love team fun, but when you have as many needs as the Cowboys do, I think you have to go with some of the quote unquote unsexy picks and fill out the rest of your skill positions probably later on in the draft, because you can get incredible value, probably round 3, 4 on a running back that, you know, he's not going to be Ashton Jeanty level, but certainly serviceable and enough to, you know, move in the Cowboys offense.
Jonah, would you call that a salmon colored shirt?
Coral.
Oh. Okay, because we had somebody that chatted in and said it's a high probability
salmon.
Anyone who wears a salmon shirt will know what a pumice?
A pumice stone.
Pumice stone? Pumice? Do you know what that is?
Is that for grinding away the things on your toes, your feet?
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
he knew.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tight
I'm
end.
a man of culture. Thank you.
There you go.
Is a man of culture also out on tight end? Like if the Cowboys thought that Tyler Warren was the best player available in the first round, would you be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, they've sunk a lot of draft capital into tight end the last few years. And I mean, it doesn't mean you shouldn't keep reaching for it. I just come back to, how do you draft Luke Schoonmaker in the second round? I mean, and then to inevitably turn around a couple of years later and then try to draft one in round 1. I could hear the argument. It might just depend who else is left on the board, but if there are some elite defensive linemen available, I don't understand how you could not go for them, or even maybe one of the top tier cornerbacks. I mean, I'm a believer in building the D-line and building the secondary out, and all the skill position guys will kind of fall in the line based on scheme. You can make a case for it, but I'm not personally a supporter of going tight end round 1, no matter who it is, actually.
Jonah, your initials are JJ, so are Jerry Jones. And if he were to give you the GM title of the Cowboys, would you pay Osa Odigizua $24 million a year?
I'd try to go get Milton Williams instead.
Oh.
Right, bring him back to Dallas.
They bring him back to
If
Dallas.
you think he's better and you're about to pay big defensive tackle money, go get the one that you think is better. Are you confident? Are you confident that he's better? I kind of struggle with it because I think he probably is, but I think life's a lot easier on the D-line that he lined up on.
Very, very possible, right? You know, rising tides lift all boats. I mean, that whole line was nasty. Possibly. I take it or leave it. I just think Milton brings more to the table as a pass rusher, and in today's NFL, that is super beneficial. You can really coach guys to stop the run or get better at stopping the run, but the motor to get after the passer is really important. Not to say that Osa can't. Osa's good at getting after the passer, but I just think Milton brings something to the table that we saw really break out in 2024. And I like fun stories. I like bringing guys back home. And another guy from Crowley who's plays for the Dallas Cowboys has done pretty well for himself. So
newsman.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Different high schools.
Jonah, we haven't asked you this. We talk about this all, with drafting and all the other kind of stuff. Cowboys at number 12. Who would Jonah Javad want at number 12 for the Dallas Cowboys?
Ooh.
Abdul Carter, baby. His foot's falling off. We can get him.
Trade up.
I don't understand. Like, how are they comparing him to Micah Parsons? Is it because they both went to Penn State and wear number 11?
They're black.
And rush the
I feel like
passer.
the black.
I just feel like it's such a lazy comparison. But I mean, maybe they are going to be alike, but it's just, I don't know, it's silly to me. Who would I take? Oh God!
See, this is why the name Tyler Ward and Ashton Jeanty come up, because of
I
this.
know it's because I get it, because they're fun. They're the team fun guys, but I don't know. Mason Graham's not going to fall that far. I think he's nasty. What about? Oh, this is probably too early for Walter Nolan. He's nice.
See, this is why we come back to running backs and tight ends.
I don't hate
Why?
Walter Nolan, though.
But how does that lead you going back to running
Because
back and tight end? Because there's so many other good options.
Because I think the issue with trying to search out a name of who you want, and I'm not to speak for you, but you realize that you're talking about a guy that it feels weird to say at 12. Like the next D tackle feels weird at 12. Whatever offensive lineman you come up with might have an injury history or have short arms or whatever. Whatever corner might sound like a reach. And like, I'm with you on position value. I would love for number 12 to be a guy I feel good about at a premium position. And if I run out of those guys and I start looking over at the non-premium positions, I'm like, yeah, but he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
It is, because talent, I mean, just in terms of pure elite talent, there's probably, 5 guys?
I think 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just dynamic playmakers. So, yeah, you could obviously make a case for that. I really just, you have to see how the draft shakes out. I mean, if there's a mini run on quarterbacks, you're going to get some incredible defensive prospects available at 12. But if some of these guys slide a little bit, then, yeah, maybe you just take best player available. But as you mentioned, they've got half the team needs best player available. So, I don't know. It's so hard for us to forecast, and I realize we have to do these shows, daily and try to kind of make sense of it. But you look at it through the prism of an NFL exec. You want to leave the NFL draft better than when you came in. The Cowboys really haven't done that as well as they could have the last couple of years. They need to nail on guys who can start and make an impact. And as fun as it may be to get the tight end or get the running back that is, so tantalizing and an elite
I think that running back
player,
can start.
for sure. But can you find starters at those other premium positions in rounds 2, 3, and 4? And it is a good draft in those rounds, but it becomes harder to find. And that's kind of where I come back to. I'd rather reach on a D lineman than I would a running back.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Better be
interesting.
Jonah, did you see the Jordan Schultz, Ian Rappaport skirmish?
This is why I don't go to Starbucks.
Do you know how tall Jordan Schultz is? We don't. We know Ian's small. Would it be a good fight, or do you have any idea?
I don't quote me on it. I don't think he's super tall. I think he's under 6 feet.
I think they both have small guy energy, so it would make sense.
Just go to Dunkin' Donuts, man. It's it's good working class coffee. You don't have to get into fights with NFL reporters.
Well, it brings up my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where,
great product placement.
if there was someone on the Cowboys beat, who would you fight? Another Cowboys beat reporter, and where would you fight them?
Ooh,
where?
Oh, that's so good.
Do you want to? We could fight. It'd be fun.
Who would we fight?
Jeff?
Don't do that.
David Moore.
Oh,
David Moore. No, I don't have any. I got zero beef with Cowboys media. I'll do this for fun's sake because Hoyt knows Jeff Kolb from Fox 4.
Yeah,
we get mistaken for each other more frequently than I'd like to admit. And so I think we should have a fight to see who gets to keep the beard. Because from the moment he grew the beard, everybody started getting us confused, and I'm sick of it. And so I think we need to do a battle for the beard.
If there was a Cowboys media Royal Rumble, like who's the last man inside the ring? I'm trying to think. Is there any like big, strong
on the like from a reporter standpoint?
Yeah, for reporters, like, we're not counting Jesse. Like doing a podcast does not qualify you. You have to either be on. You have to do like be a TV anchor, reporter,
do you want
beat writer.
I genuinely think that. I mean, if he can keep intact, I think Clarence got some dog in him. I'm telling you, I of all people, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I would. I'll go Ed Werder.
Okay, yeah, I can see
he's got the length.
Yeah,
a little bit of length.
All right,
savvy veteran. Yeah,
you guys are naming people that there's no chance they can fight.
Mike Fisher might be on those PEDs. You never.
Fish looks like he's been doing a lot of working out.
Little Balco coming out from that situation.
That's what you get to do when you don't work hard. Jonah, have a great day. Show us your coffee mug one more time. Go WFAA.
Oh, did you get that in frame?
The product placement was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm a company man. All right.
Yeah.
See you, Jonah.
See you guys.
All right, coming up next, there's more media people to make fun of. Are the Cowboys going to trade up to the #1 overall pick, as is rumored? Plus, we've got a little mock draft roundup and all sorts of other things that we haven't gotten to yet. So all that's coming up on the hit the like button. We're under 100 on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. What are you doing? I got blue.
Oh, you got the tissue in your hand.
Oh. I didn't know. Did I have books?
I was trying to before we came.
Oh, I was just.
It's not to be a diehard.
I just had this in my pocket.
I was trying
because I wanted something in my pocket. Did I have a book?
You did. You got it.
I got it.
You got it.
Sign up to be a diehard. The QR code is right there on the screen. See, here's the thing. In theory, when we're on TV, this 2-minute chunk, so you guys know, is when we have time to like do our advertising, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just us and you. On TV, they'll be playing something else. I won't even be on here. So if I want to go knuckle deep,
don't go knuckle
up in my nose, it's just us, and it's fine.
I'm mad that you had the tissue in one hand.
I was just playing with it. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Like you got the tissue in your hand.
I was just playing with it, and that was why I grabbed it. Because Blue Minute was before the show, and I grabbed one more just in case I needed it, but I didn't think about it. There's a QR code on the screen. You could sign up to be a diehard. Draft season's a great time to do it. We're going to have all sorts of content. It's diehard only, and you need to get up in there, including the great Fran Duffy. He's got position rankings. It's a great guide that you can have on draft day and follow it around and see for rankings and scouting reports and all of those different things. Plus, of course, when you sign up to be a diehard, and are we still? I noticed that the things changed.
I think the
spring training's over.
I think it's still going.
Someone said they signed up last night.
I think it's still
going. Okay, yeah, we'll try it. alldlls.com/diehard and sign up. And you get hooked up. You get ad-free experience on the website. You get a free T-shirt from our merch shop that you can pick out. You get 20% off of merch that's not a T-shirt when you're a diehard. You get 20% off events. You get a diehard carrying card. You get access to our Discord server. You get all sorts of great stuff. It's a wonderful hookup. So go ahead and do that. Be a good DFW sports fan, or else.
Not a threat.
Not a threat.
That is not a threat. Are the Cowboys about to trade up for the #1 overall pick? Mike Florio says absolutely. He is reporting that.
Yeah.
No, so he went on the radio and he was like, I was talking to a guy and he's like, and I don't want to say that this is a thing, but it's what a guy said. It's like he tried to couch it 6 different ways, which is very fitting. And this goes back to what I was going to tell you guys earlier.
Yes.
Stop me if this is slander or libel.
Okay.
And this is what I was saying. I feel like we will have no idea.
Okay.
They might.
Okay, I got you.
If I'm slandering anyone
I'm gonna go,
or libeling anyone.
Yeah, I'll go,
I will entertain the Cowboys trading up to #1, and I'm grateful that someone just threw that out there so that you could talk about that. Florio is an attorney that came up with a really catchy domain name to buy.
You're good.
Like Pro Football Talk. Boy, that is easy to drive to people to.
And he was early, yeah.
When he says stuff about the Cowboys, there's no reason to listen. None. When I tell you 0 for 100 Like he's done a great job of realizing that the words pro and football and talk together would get people to click on a story you wrote about football.
Mm-hmm.
Done a great job of that. He has no idea what's happening with the Cowboys ever. That's all. But anyway,
you're good.
I didn't.
You're good.
Slander or libel.
It's very.
But you could.
And my former coworker puts him on the air all the time. And then when I worked there, I was like, that makes sense because you both like really want people to click on things and like because you remember the former producer of that show used to just want to pull everything and literally send it to his contact at TMZ. Like the goal is to go viral, so I get it.
Yeah.
Don't take Mike Florio seriously.
And if I ever see you, Troy, I might smack you in the face. I still owe you a smack in the face, Troy, because you did.
I mean, now the lawyer in me is also saying, let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a threat.
You did exactly what he did with me and had me all over the internet and had MMA fighters wanting to fight me when I said something I didn't really say.
Yeah. When you said you were going to beat up Ronda Rousey?
I didn't say that. Don't you start this now.
Now we're back to the slander.
No, don't you say that because I never said that.
You were so good.
Their goal was to get things to go viral.
Yes.
And so when somebody brought up like Ronda Rousey, I don't remember why they asked like, could you or whatever. And it's like, like I'm not saying I want to, I'm not going, I don't want to, and I'm not going to, but yes, I would win.
130-pound woman.
Yeah.
6'3", 230
So he took that, packaged it to TMZ as former NFL player says he could beat up Ronda Rousey.
He took that package to TMZ?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on.
Hold on. A producer of the morning show at our old station, when Jesse said that on the air, made sure to get it to TMZ with the headline, former Cowboy wants to fight.
You know what we call that? Dirty work.
Anyway, if the Cowboys were in the mix to go up to the number 1 overall pick, the reason that I think it's fun is, what would they be doing? Like, if you did it, what are you doing?
Do we want to put the graphic up too? With do we have that TC? Oh no, never mind.
You would be.
That's quarterback stuff.
No, but here's what you be because if you said and you said this that Abdul Carter is one of the top picks in this draft that can't miss. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, he is Travis Hunter are, I think, outstanding every year, top 5, top 10 sort of players.
And so
Mason Graham, maybe, kind of.
And so what you've done is you've now put what a lot of people are saying, and you may call it lazy, like Jonah called it. You're putting another premium level pass rusher at a very low price opposite of one of the best pass rushers we have in this league. You've just made offenses across the league very, very nervous. And now you've put yourself in a position where you can be fantastic on defense.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it really would matter what you really had in the middle if you had another guy on the outside like Abdul Carter.
But what are you trading to get up to one?
Micah Parsons.
You're trading Micah Parsons in this case.
No.
That's what Florio threw that idea in there.
You're trading Micah.
That he'd be like, oh, then maybe they'd be open to trading Micah. And like you kind of think about it, and this would be a dumb idea. This is stupid. But it's like, hey, like
11
we get
and Parsons.
Yeah, we get
worse.
I get 2 first-round. I get like another first-round pick on top of it, a second-round pick. I get the number 1 pick. I trade Micah. Then I get a cheaper version of Micah on a rookie deal. I'm better. That's not that would not be the case.
Okay,
Don't
so
do it.
they would be sending picks back to you
for Micah Parsons, including the number 1 overall pick.
So you get 1,
11, and like 2 second-round. So you have 112 and like 2 second-round picks, and you just gave
and
Micah.
I don't have Micah.
You don't have Micah,
and I'm taking Abdul Carter.
And you're taking Abdul Carter to get cheaper.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm just saying. That's interesting.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But
that's very interesting.
That's interesting.
It better be.
That's interesting.
You get Abdul Carter, Ashton, Gene T, and Ted McMillan fell to round 2. Boom.
Make it Luther Burden.
Luther Burden fell to round 2.
It's what it's looking like in mock drafts now.
That's a better football. That's a better football team.
Oh my
it's
God.
not.
It's not a better football team.
You can't do it.
You can't like.
Don't do it.
Wait.
Okay, let me just say.
Stop.
Don't do it.
So if you
Don't do it.
Time out. And I'm not on this.
Micah Parsons is a monster.
1,000%.
He's a monster.
A monster.
Former Cowboy wide receiver says Micah Parsons sucks.
No, don't say that because you know that they'll cut this and be like,
says Abdul Carter is better.
So you're telling me that Abdul Carter, Genty, and Luther Burton Does it make this team better if it was minus Micah Parsons?
Rookies.
You don't know. That's the thing.
You're projecting versus what you know.
You know Micah Parsons is a Hall of Fame. Is going to be a Hall of Fame.
And Carter's foot's going to fall off.
Yeah.
Like
and that's why he's going to fall to 12
His foot's going to fall off. Luther Burden is just a one-trick after-the-catch pony. And Genty plays running back. So, man, if I gave you those 3 days, would you do it?
I would not, no. I wouldn't.
You would. You just said that you're better.
I wouldn't do it.
And you're cheaper.
You are cheaper. And you have more people. But I don't know if you're better.
I mean, if it turns out that you screwed it up and you were wrong, then you can just suck and go draft some more.
Nico Harrison's making that deal.
Chat, come on. Parsons or Carter, Genty, and Luther Burden.
Also throw in another defensive tackle there in the second round because you would have 2 second rounders in that case.
You're getting the number 1 pick. I don't think they're giving stuff with that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Right? Because if somebody wants to go get the number 1 pick, they're going to give up 3 1s and a 2 and some players and I don't know.
But Micah Parsons is not good.
I think Micah Parsons is a phenomenal player. I think he is all world. I think he is absolutely.
He's scared. What are you doing?
Carrying the water.
Oh, carrying the water.
I think he's absolutely phenomenal. But if you're telling me that I get Abdul Carter, Genty, and Luther Burden,
you hate Genty.
You hate Genty. Yeah, what are you doing?
No, I hate Genty by himself. By himself, okay. I hate him, and I don't hate him.
We can give you Hampton instead.
Ooh.
North Carolina Tar Heel.
Here, carry it hard.
Is there a Notre Dame running back, TC? Do we need that? No, he's next year.
Yeah, Love is next year.
They do have a beast running back.
They get Jordan James. It's fine. It's fine.
We get Xavier Watts, the Notre Dame safety, in the mix.
True. How about Brandon Jackson? Huh? Medical checkout, maybe?
Let's make sure I don't miss any super chats. We got Vance. Vance is
shout out to Bob C again.
He's a wonderful man. Yeah, shout out to Bob on
Bob
the
C. Actually, we were the only show that didn't have $100
super chat.
Super chat. We're literally the Stars have had one, the Mavs have had one, the Rangers have had
to corporate. They could buy a new microwave now. Great. Thanks, Bob.
The microwave doesn't work?
I don't know. Just saying.
Pops popcorn for me.
Vance, Jesse doing the you can't see me and Jonah wearing salmon colored clothing equals Holly to receive a world's strongest slam in the near future. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
Aaron, is that a wrestling reference?
I think so.
Well, yeah. That's the one guy.
I know John Cena, but I don't know what the world's strongest slam is.
All right.
You have asked him, I think.
And Jonah wearing salmon color. Jesse, have you asked Nate what he thinks about Cooper Beebe at guard, late round center, or affordable free agent center? What do we prefer?
Did I ask Nate that?
Or maybe not.
I'll ask him today. I'll ask him today and get back to you tomorrow.
That's a good question.
Nesto, if you trade Micah Parsons, how he's going to do whatever it takes to get him in Philly with Myles Garrett.
Oh, he would be home.
Night 405, what does Barron need at Combine to be pick number 12? I can help you with that. That would reference Jahdae Barron, the Texas corner. The answer is measure 6 feet tall and run a 4.41. His tape is great.
Is that possible?
But if he is 5'10 and 7/8 and
round up.
If he's 5'10 and 7/8 and he runs a 4.53, he gets picked 45th. Mm-hmm. If he's 6 foot tall and he runs a 4.41, he'd go in top half of the first round.
What about him in the second round for the Cowboys?
I would love that.
That'd be sick.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
It'd be incredible. If you told me he's 6 foot and he runs a 4.4, I'll take him at 12.
Yeah.
I think Texas corner with incredible tape.
He's sick.
He can play outside. He can play slot. I think maybe he's a better zone than man guy, but he's done some of everything. He does it the right way, as Garrett would say. Football character, not scared of contact, gonna tackle, gonna take on blocks, do all the things. He just isn't, I don't think, considered an elite corner prospect because I don't think he's over 6 foot, and I don't know if he's a burner when it comes to long speed. So the answer is be taller than we think and faster than we think.
Good question, Knight.
That's what he could do. Super fast mock draft roundup. Bucky Brooks put one out today.
Yeah, this is...
Welcome Armand Membu to the Dallas Cowboys. He's a Missouri offensive lineman. So many people love him. And I watched him and I was like, okay, so I must have missed something here because everybody's putting him right up with the very top group of offensive linemen, top 10, top 12, top 15. And I'm more like, yeah. Cowboys second round pick. That'd be a solid pick. 12? I'm not sure what people are seeing, but congratulations. Instead, why don't you just pick a different offensive lineman at number 12? Like, I would even take Tyler Booker, who goes 13th for Bucky, the Alabama guard. I would take him over that guy, but what are you going to do? We got all the super chats knocked out. We did everything. Yeah. Sweet. So thank you to TC. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to Jesse. Thank you to Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you to everyone. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Limit the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.